Hi, everybody. Woo! That's like a family reunion in that little bit of time. It's hard to do. I am here in celebration of DeSoto. Somebody said they was having a jazz festival and they wanted MC Lyte to come participate, and I am here.
Right.
And I'm here to have a good time, just like all of y'all. And my aim is to have just as much fun up on that stage as all of you have in the audience. I know it is hot today. So my movement might be minimalized, just so my pants don't wind up sticking to my legs. However, I will make sure that I move around just enough so you feel it and become inspired to give me the energy that I'm going to need to get through this performance. Was there any questions before I skedaddle? Sure.
What do you think about current female rappers?
I don't think there's enough of them, which is why I'm glad you brought that up. She's not a plant, everyone. I have an organization called Hip Hop Sisters Network, and there's two divisions. One is Hip Hop Sisters Artistry, which lives at hiphopsisters.com, where it's about women who love hip hop, whether they're photographers, MCs, DJs, dancers, journalists. This is where they can go and put their music, their pictures, their video, and they are respected on this platform. And men are welcome to join just as long as they are treating the women like queens. The other side is Hip Hop Sisters Foundation, which is a nonprofit, and we aim to empower ladies of hip hop through all sorts of things, but first of all, encouragement, being able to inspire these young ladies. It's much of a circle of wisdom, whereas the women who they aspire to be will now kick down some knowledge that these young ladies need, and then in turn, that younger generation will also teach the older generation how to deal with them. So I'm extremely excited. We need you to all join the movement. That's at hiphopsistersnetwork.org. So please join us in our efforts, and we're going to be making our way around the country and soon abroad as well, but we're definitely aiming to empower this younger generation.
How was it coming up and against male rappers when you first got started?
Well, I didn't know I was against them. I still don't think I was against them. I've never been against them. However, I wasn't really aware of that. I just was in a female body, right? So I've always been a woman. You know, that's like somebody saying, how does it feel to be black on da-da-da? And I'm like, I'm always black. I don't know what it is to be anything else. But I do know that within it, I give my best. No matter where I am and no matter what needs to be done, what the goal is, I look to accomplish it by giving excellence. So, yeah.
How does it feel each time you go on the stage, knowing that you're such a pioneer in the industry?
I don't know that I even think about that. I just go up there. And I know that I'm there to have a good time. And so all throughout the performance, I'm sort of on a cloud, and once in a while I'll check in and say, am I having a good time? Yes, I am. Okay. and we keep it moving. And if for some reason I should ever discover that I'm not, then I bring it on down, and then I ask God for me to, sort of focus and remember why I do this in the first place. And then I get right back into it.
What female artists do you listen to right now?
Well, I listen to all kinds of music, but I'm also about showing a lot of, or giving a lot of my time to artists that say something that I want to hear. So, a lot of the girls that live on the hiphopsisters.com platform are speaking of things that I think are necessary to hear in today's climate. They are really the reflection. Yeah, listen. I got her on my iPod. I said I listen to everything.
If you go collaboration with any of the mainstream female MCs, who would it be?
I'd probably do a reunion with me, Latifah, and Yo-Yo and Brandy.
Rock.
How does the music tie into the rest of the things in your life?
Oh goodness, my music or any music? My music. Well, my music, and I think pretty much the generation that I hail from, we speak a lot about what is actually happening in our lives. And so it's never a make-believe or a front. You know, people ask me, how have you lasted this long? I'm just me. So I don't have a gimmick. I don't have a gimmick that gets old and then I got to sit it down and pick up another one. I'm just me all the time. So when you hear my lyrics, it's things that I have given much thought to. Somebody asked me the other day at the radio station, was I a freestyler? No, I am not. I've got to give thought to my lyrics that I present to the world. So I get hung up on 2 to 4 lines, making sure those are the best lines and that I've said exactly what I wanted to say, and I didn't waste a word on just making it rhyme with something else, which I think a lot of people get into these days. So my music definitely reflects where I am, especially spiritually.
Are you writing for any of the new artists today?
No, I am not.
What's next?
What's next? The golden question. You should check me out at mclytenow.com. That'll answer a lot of questions. And also that foundation, Hip Hop Sisters Foundation, is the next endeavor. My name has been Lyte for as long as you've known me, but now I am really going to be that. And so I've been it to those who are close and right within my reach, but now it's time that I let the rays of the light out, and so that other people can be inspired, not just by music and to move, but by my speaking engagements, by my books, which I have a new one called Unstoppable, and it's available at mclytenow.com, but more inspired to make changes in their lives where they can become the people that they admire.
The country's in an uproar about the President Obama supporting gay marriage. What's your stance on it?
That man can choose to support whatever he wants. And I don't see it. This happens to be a question that's asked often, not necessarily to me, but to other people, in terms of how they feel his rebuttal or his answer, his reaction. I think the one thing I've come to understand is that there's 2 types of people. There are people who create, people who are free, people who are in essence artists. They may not paint and they may not rap or make music, but they're artists in their own rights. So they are very giving in that area for people to be themselves. And then there's a whole nother set of people who try to stop all of that from happening. And so he just happens to be a caring individual, and so be it. If that's what he wants to represent, I'm with him.
What do you think can be done to encourage more women of color to share and write their stories?
That there's a safe space for it to happen, and that they won't be ridiculed and or judged. And then I think when they believe that safe space exists, they'll come forth with stories that will help the generations to come. Because I think a lot of us are living out the same stuff that our ancestors lived out, but because we don't know the story, we got to trek the mud over and over again. But if we're told the story, perhaps we can learn from it and make better choices sooner, instead of taking all the beatings and bruises that we have to take without having that knowledge prior.
One of my favorite songs of yours was the Georgia Porgy.
Yeah.
What's your whole thought process behind it?
I just wanted everything messed up to happen to this guy. I thought I wanted to address everything in one song. So smoking can lead you to cancer. Drinking can lead you to possibly driving drunk if you don't have a designated driver or if you're not on vacation, and don't have the responsibility of getting from A to B. So I put everything in this one song, hopefully to send a message to someone to just stay away from all of those things that could possibly lead you down the wrong road, which would ultimately be death.
Are you coming out with an album?
I am in no rush. No. You know what? I actually give free music away on my app. It's called MC Lyte. It's free for iPhones and Androids. And it gives music and my touring schedule. I have a blog. Twitter at MC Lyte. So yeah, no, I'm not in a rush to sell music. I'd rather give it away. I do not have the marketing dollars to compete with a major record label, and right now they're buying everything, including radio time. I can't do that.
About that? As far as them having a monopoly over almost every entity.
Right. It's I'd probably leave it at just saddening had I not been there from the beginning and saw what it was prior to. I saw when there were only 3 magazines: Rap Masters, Word Up, Right On. I saw when there was only 2 hours of hip hop on Friday and Saturday. So I saw what it was, and now what it is to me is just a big money-making business. And I can't be completely upset with that because it's allowed me to take care of myself and my family forever. And, and I owe that to the people because they continue to support me throughout what I do, but they do because I haven't had a major release since... Somebody's answering that. 2002, I think. 2002 or 2003. And so I get support from the people because I'm just me. It really doesn't, at this point, have to do with the music that I release now. It's about the music that I released that meant something back then. So I can look at what it is that you just brought from an overview and see, wow, what a game we're playing here. How many will get caught in that game? Because at that rate, we are only players, right? Players get old. They get rid of them all the time. And then the owners of the team just switch them up and bring new players in. And so I'm only hoping that the players within understand that when you get behind that mic, you are not in a room by yourself. You don't know where those lyrics are going to go. All over this globe. So you have to understand that you are moving people. Now, where are you moving them to? Are you moving them towards excellence and positivity? Or are you taking them down a road of drugs and all of the things that you find you need to glorify in your music? I only hope they learn a lesson. I can look at it and see what it is.
What about your recommendations for the younger
Last
people that are coming
question.
up?
My recommendation for the people coming up: ask a lot of questions. I think when we first get in the game, we're in these camps. You can see the camps that exist. And to ask any questions of the people in the camp seems like you don't trust them. To ask questions to anybody outside of the camp looks like you don't trust the people that you're with. But in the end, if you don't ask questions, you're the only ignorant one left. And even if it's a bunch of y'all that's ignorant, okay, so you're ignorant together. What does that get you? Ask as many questions as you need to ask in order to get the answer so that you can understand what it is that you're doing. Whether it's publishing rights, mechanical rights, shows, performance, whatever that thing is, start asking questions. And I would tell that generation coming in, there's a lot of books that break down the music business. I would tell them to sit with that book and a dictionary and get busy. Love y'all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, MC Lyte.